how are ya? I am so perky because I have just had the first successful day, an actually productive day, an actually happy and uplifted day in a very long time. I actually was able to wake up early. I actually was able to cross everything off my to-do list. And I did yoga and I went on a walk and I worked a lot and I wrote a lot and I just feel ecstatic. And that's just the thing. For months now, or at least it feels like months. I'm not actually sure. I've just been so burnt out. And then the current events that are going on in the world have been affecting me so much that, like, even if I tried to get out of burnout, it felt impossible so often. And I just wasn't able to get anything done. But today I had a very good day, very successful day. So this explains the mood. And for today's video, I am very excited to share what I'm planning on doing for the rest of the year and how I'm planning on making the rest of this year count, the rest of 2023 count. I know I haven't really talked about it a lot on YouTube, although I have talked about it quite a bit on the podcast. This year was a whirlwind. In fact, the last 3 years of my life were quite the whirlwind. And just as soon as I think I'm gonna catch my breath and something good is about to happen, another wave comes and crashes and washes over me and all that stuff. But this year specifically was just so hard on me and on my family. We've had health situations with my mother, and it's just been so tough for all of us. My dog is barking. Can you hear him? I really hope you can't. Anyway, and so yeah, we are all just as a family so happy that this year is ending. And for the first time in Lord knows how long, I'm actually looking forward to the winter. I'm usually such a summer person. I live in Egypt where we have, some of the best beaches in the world. And I spend almost every single summer by the beach and just soaking in the water and enjoying my life. I wasn't able to do that this year. And not only that, it was just one thing after the other, and I barely was able to catch a break. And this year, I'm finally really looking forward to just slowing down for the winter and actually being very intentional about how I spend my time. So I just wanted to share with you guys a bunch of things that I am going to do in order to make the rest of this year as productive as possible, but also without burning me out even more than I'm already burnt out, and just how to make the rest of this year count. Now, December is approaching super quickly, and you know what December means. It usually means deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. I don't know why I just did that, but anyway, and it's just festive season and Christmas season and everything like that. But this year specifically, I feel like Christmas means something a little different to me, or it means a little more to me. Because even though I love Christmas and I love celebrating the meaning of Christmas, I feel like the meaning of Christmas this year specifically is even more powerful because it's the birth of Jesus, and a birth means hope, means something brand new. And that's exactly what I want to cling to, the hope of a new year, the hope that a following year is going to be so much better. And I just want to hold on to that. So without any further ado, I would like to tell you how I'm going to make the rest of this year count. Number 1, I am planning on saying more social no's in exchange for personal individual yeses. Now, this is always an ongoing struggle for me as far as, if my friends say they want to go out or whatever and I'm not feeling it, chances are I'm probably going to say yes. And it's from this giant place of love that I have for my friends. I've been blessed with such wonderful friends. But for the rest of this year, if I'm not feeling up for a social engagement, I am going to say no. Because I really want to prioritize my own self. I really want to prioritize slowing down, being very intentional about slowing down. I feel like we live in a society that all the time tells us that we should be doing more, we should be achieving more, etc. I actually want to do much less, and I want the rest of this year to have teeny tiny to-do lists, and for everything that I do to be something that I genuinely want to do and something that I really feel like is worth my time. So that's number 1. Number 2, this is something that I grew up doing like for years and years and years, and only stopped like a couple years ago when my life became way too overwhelming to even, do this. But this year I am going to go through my bullet journal and my actual journal from this year and go through the year and really, really spend time reflecting on it. 1 second, I want to go get them so I can show you. So unprepared. All right, so this was my journal from the year. Filled it up, finished it all. And then I had to start a new one and made good progress on that one too. So obviously for the rest of the year, I'm going to continue journaling. But as I continue journaling, I'm also going to be reflecting very mindfully, very intentionally on the previous year. And the cool tool, if you've watched my bullet journal video from September, I will link it below, or I'll put it in a box up here or whatever. Then you know this feature exists already, but I'm going to show you again. So this year what I did, this is my bullet journal. And what I did was, at the end of every month, I did a month in review page. And I broke down every month into spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And at the end of every month, I'd go back and I would review the month spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And even though I didn't feel like this last quarter of the year I've been really off my bullet journaling game, I still have enough there that I can go back and reflect on how this year was for me, how I felt, what are things I'd like to improve upon, and what are things that I actually surprised myself and did even better than I thought I would on, etc. So that's the second thing I'm planning on doing for the rest of the year. And the third thing, and this is also in my bullet journal. So at the start of the year, I broke down the year into quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote a list of professional goals and a list of personal goals. And then I divided them into quarters so that they could be more bite-sized. I know that there are so many of those goals that I did not fulfill. So another thing that I'm planning on doing is that I'm going to go back to this page. I'm going to see what goals I still haven't gotten to, that I still can salvage, that I can still get to. And I will work hard at those. And then I'll see what goals I didn't get to, and then see how I can filter them into the new year. Which brings me to the fourth thing I'm planning on doing for the rest of the year, is I'm planning on figuring out how I can plan a good 2024 that's also reasonable and practical. Because if life has shown me one thing, if it has taught me one thing, it's that you really can't plan. I mean, if I could tell you the plans I had for 2023 before January, at the end of January when my mom got her diagnosis, literally I lived January fully believing that this year was going to be different and it was going to be great and wonderful, and I was going to do all these things and travel to all these places. And what ended up happening? Nothing. None of my plans actually came through. So I know that I can't really plan and I can't bet on planning. And there's like a certain humility to that I think is actually a good thing, not a bad thing at all. But we can make plans. We can figure out reasonable plans and then be open to having them changed. And I'm crossing my fingers and I'm praying to the Lord that my plans don't have to change or be altered for bad reasons or for like traumatic reasons again. But I want to spend the end of this year, mainly December, just kind of like figuring out where I want to be at the end of 2024, in terms of like the dreams that I have, the personal achievements, the anything out of the box that I want to achieve and stuff, and see how these plans can be broken down into more bite-sized things so that they're more achievable, and so that I have smaller goals that I can check off and feel like I've accomplished something, And last but not least is I'm gonna continue decluttering. And by continuing, I mean, like, I already started around probably July or August. I started decluttering, and I have so many boxes from IKEA, the big mesh ones that, like, you can use to store your stuff away and everything. And they're just lying there cluttering when their purpose is to declutter. So I'm planning on completely decluttering my closet and decluttering my room and getting rid of everything that I don't need and giving everything away to charity, because so many people can use the things that are just in my wardrobe being unused. So that is a big, big, big intention, big thing that I'm going to be doing like all throughout the rest of the end of the year. And hopefully I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically how I'm planning on keeping myself accountable for the rest of the year. I feel like it's gonna be a slower end to the year, to a very fast, noisy, painful, hard, anxiety-ridden year. I'm just gonna take it easy. Lord willing, nothing happens to disrupt my peace, because I need it at this point. So I'm gonna spend an intentional rest of my 2023, and yeah, just have it be more mindful and meaningful. As always, let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see more of. Would you like more vlog style videos, more sit down style videos? If sit down, what topics would you like us to talk about and discuss? I'm always looking for new creative ways, even though I have so many ideas for things that I want to create for you guys. But anyway, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.